What's up, guys? It is On the Fly again, and I want to do this intro this week because this is an interview I've had in the can for a while, and I apologize to uh, those guys or that guy or to that whole band for having it in the can for so long. But we had a lot going on and getting back in the swing of things now. But tonight or this week, we will be airing our interview with Dallas from the Bourbon Sons. I don't know if you guys can see that. This was their latest CD called Four Shots of Whiskey. It's autographed by the band. And we talk a little bit of it about, just talk about the usual stuff about their influences. We talk about the album. And I did not know it at the time, but the Bourbon Sons were a band. And you'll hear it on this interview when I discover, like, I was that day old when I realized the Sons were a band, used to be called the LA Maybe, that was on the Kiss cruise. I'm a huge Kiss fan. And we talk a little bit about their interactions on the Kiss cruise, talk about a funny story about Paul Stanley, which, yeah, it's Paul Stanley, guys. So you'll know, you'll hear, and you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, Dallas was such a great guest. We apologize, like I said, for not having this out earlier. But now we're putting it out this week. Hope you guys enjoy, and more to come from On the Fly. See ya.
You are listening to On the Fly.
Hey, it's Noelle Toland, and you're listening to On the Fly with Stevie.
You are listening to On the Fly.
What's up, guys? On the Fly is back again tonight. And tonight we have a guest in the studio, straight out of Alaska, the metropolis of Alaska, North Carolina, population 75. So, yeah, we're booming now, guys. These guys, well, this guy, he's representing the group Bourbon Sons, Two Country for Rock, Two Rock for Country. And with me tonight is Dallas. He is the lead singer for the group Bourbon Sons. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? So happy to be here. I have to ask you, do you feel like the Two Country for Rock, Two Rock for Country, does that sum us up pretty good?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yes. Because you guys, I mean, you guys have that rock side, but you got that country side too. Like, and we're going to talk more about this as we get into it, but these guys do a cover, and I want you guys to go out there and listen to these guys. And I'm not talking about just one or two songs. I want you to listen to the whole catalog or wherever you stream. And once you hear Dallas singing some of these songs, and then you hear him cover Thunderstruck, you're not going to believe that's the same guy singing it, because he does a fantastic cover of Thunderstruck by AC/DC. I was impressed, and I've been listening to these guys for a while, and I've been meaning to reach out. Finally, we worked things out where we can get us up here, but
yeah.
So you guys not right down the road, but a little ways down the road from me, South Carolina, in the Charlotte area.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about the band. Okay,
of course.
Dallas White, you do the vocals, you play some guitar.
Yep.
Drizzle Severa.
Yeah.
That is a rock band name right there.
Yeah, that's my right-hand man on guitar.
Rason Lacey on bass.
Rason Lacey on bassy. Yep.
And then Ryan Fosnow. I hope I'm saying his name right, on drums.
Yeah, Fosno. We just call him Foz. Yeah.
So guys, and I want you to talk a little bit too about what you guys got going on the Facebook page, because guys, this is a swag. I got two CDs. The latest CD, which is out, Four Shots of Whiskey, which has the cover of Thunderstruck, and then
So
Alive.
you actually got that ahead of everyone else. That CD, the Four Shots of Whiskey, doesn't come out until October.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So we
I
have
get that.
you're gonna see if you go on our Spotify right now at the time of recording, Thunderstruck and Down is out. But
Okay,
there's 2 extra songs on there that'll be coming out. Broadway will be coming out in the next couple months, and then Four Shots of Whiskey, the whole album,
so
will be
you
coming
get
out in October.
so
So
look, guys, I got something you can't get right now. Then the live CD, which I don't know if that glare, so you know, autographed by these guys, and they got a little postcard with a coupon for 10% off, and then a little swag with the
yeah,
Four Shots of Whiskey. I guess this is the lyrics of Four Shots of Whiskey here.
that's the chorus. Yeah.
So
I was gonna put the whole song, and then I realized how many lyrics are in that song. I was like, "Yeah, we'll just do the chorus."
so out of the South, and like we said, yeah, 2 country for rock, 2 rock for country. Growing up though, did you grow up in the South? You grow up in that area?
Yeah, I'm from Columbia, South Carolina.
Columbia. So what was your first like memories of music? I know I have my first memories. I'm a huge Kiss fan.
Nice.
I have been.
I got some Kiss stories for you. We played the Kiss Cruise.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Cruise
we
11.
could. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Jeez, dude. I envy you because that is something that was on my bucket list, and
Yeah.
not sure if they're going to do anymore. I saw
They
where
just announced one like today or so. Did you see that? Yeah.
they changed the Vegas deal to
It's
like
on land now. Yeah.
so it's
yeah.
like Kiss Cruise on land.
We were told the one we did was going to be the last one. So
then,
now that doesn't mean, well, they said it was going to be the last one that Kiss would be on. They may do other Kiss cruises with like,
yeah,
they were toying with the idea of maybe a tribute band or like just other big bands, but not Kiss, but Kiss themed. They were doing all sorts of stuff. So
well, a
I
lot
don't know
of
about that, but we definitely got lucky doing the very last one.
yeah, a lot of the stuff I hear about it, if they did one, it wouldn't be Kiss as a band. It may be Gene doing his solo stuff, or maybe Paul doing Soul Station and solo stuff, or something like that. But not Kiss as a band is what I heard. I'll have to get your thoughts on some stuff, Kiss stuff later on. This changes the whole interview now.
I got lots.
So your first, I don't know how old you are. I'm 52, but I'm assuming you're pretty much probably a lot younger than I am.
I'm 32. Yep.
Okay, so 20 years. First memories of music growing up. First time you remember hearing something? Because I mean, I know my first memory is seeing Destroyer for the first time. My cousin showed me the cover and then played Detroit Rock City. I was 5 years old, and I was like,
yeah, that'll do it.
Ever since. But what was your first memories?
My mom tells me that I used to sing along in the back seat to a lot of Tim McGraw songs.
Right.
And so I would sing I like it, I love it, but I couldn't say my L's. So I would say I ike it, I of it. And then funny enough, my first concert ever was Tim McGraw. And I think he came to Columbia. And then I started getting older. And when I turned 12, I got into guitar because a friend's sister showed me Guns N' Roses. So that's what got me into guitar. And so I left, my family liked country, but as soon as I got into guitar, I left country behind, and I was all in on rock and roll for, up until the last couple of years. So I kind of had the country upbringing and then spent 2 decades, playing rock lead guitar and shredding and doing all that stuff and touring and doing all the fun stuff that comes along with that. And then we kind of transitioned into Bourbon Sons here in the last couple years. And that's where I really took over singing and kind of leading things in that regard. So we do kind of have a nice 50-50 country rock split.
Really do. So who were some of your influences? You talk about Tim McGraw, Guns N' Roses. Who were some of the other bands that you listened to that that kind of influenced you over the years?
Yeah, I listened to, or I have over the years. I don't as much anymore, but I listened to tons of music. So, I mean, you probably can't find much that I don't like or that's influenced me in some way. But I got way into like the guitar shredders, like Paul Gilbert's one of my other favorites.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff, and then, I mean, yeah, there's so many influences for so many different things. There's as we do all of our own recording and production, so there's influences on that side of things as well. there's influences for guitar, there's influence for singing. Train, probably one of my biggest for singing and songwriting and things like that. So it's really eclectic and all over the place. And I think that's part of what gives us our sound, is having eclectic taste, that we kind of absorb everything and then put out our thing, and it comes from a lot of different places, obviously Prince and other things, and AC/DC, a lot, just everything really.
You got a Eagles cover on here too.
Yeah, I love the Eagles. Yeah. And so we try to channel a lot of they're probably one of the biggest inspirations as far as vocal harmonies and things like that go.
Oh, so. God. See, that's what I love. Something that will really get me in is hearing harmonies. Beach Boys, Eagles. I remember you talk about going away from country music. I did the exact opposite. I in the 80s, I was 7 or 8 years old. Well, 9 or 10 years old at the time and I started just listening to nothing but rock. And I hated even
time to do it.
Yeah, I hated to even go to a country music channel. If they did that, I was just like, but once Garth Brooks came along, that kind of changed everything for me as far as country music. And I've been a country music fan, but I'm like you. There's so much I listen to. If it's good music, it's good music. And now, nothing against this current rap, but I just cannot get into it. It just old 80s rap, but I cannot get into that. So you talked about what made you want to do music. You somebody showing you Guns N' Roses. So you're a big Guns N' Roses fan.
Yeah, that'd be my number one favorite band. Yeah, for sure.
So have y'all thought about putting a Guns N' Roses cover? Have you ever done a Guns N' Roses cover in the set?
We used to do a lot. We don't so much anymore. Yeah. We did a Guns N' Roses tribute for a long time.
Oh, really?
No, the four of us could probably play, at least instrumentally, 24 Guns N' Roses songs.
You could do a whole freaking set of that.
We were jamming a couple of them at Soundcheck the other day, actually.
Okay. So when did this band form? When did Bourbon Sons form?
So Bourbon Sons formed under that name in summer 2023, the end of summer. It's August, I think. But prior to that, we were under a different name, the LA Maybe, and we had a fifth guy. Yeah, we had a fifth guy who was our singer, and that was us for a while. That's when we did the Kiss Cruise and some of that stuff.
That's why I didn't know that y'all wanted the Kiss Cruise. I remember hearing about LA Maybe. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that was us, and we did all kinds of cool stuff, and that was a pure rock project. So when we parted ways with our singer, we decided, we could go look for another singer and try to keep the LA Maybe going, or we could kind of just do the four of us and pivot and try something new and fresh. So at that point, I think we were all kind of tired of what we were doing. So we ended up pivoting into country on the advice of our agency. We just got a new agent, and they were saying, we love what you guys are doing. Don't care either way, but if you guys could put together a set of country, we'll book you like crazy. So we're like, okay, let's try it. So we tried it and found out we were good at it, found out everybody loved it. And it was, really fun. I would even say a lot more fun than the rock we were doing.
Right.
So at that point we decided, let's go both feet in on this. Let's write our own music. Let's, get this brand going, the logos, let's just do this instead. So we went all in at that point.
I cannot believe I didn't know y'all used to be LA Maybe. God, that makes sense now.
Same four guys. Same. Me and Driz wrote all the LA Maybe songs. We write all the Bourbon Sun songs. So it's the same. We only lost the guy that was singing the LA Maybe stuff. That's all we lost. Right. And we had a couple different of those guys. So, and that's what led us to we could go get a third one, or because we really had three singers, but two of them were the same guy. So we had our original singer, and then we had a different singer, and then our original singer came back, and then we lost him again. So we were like, okay, well, we could go, through this process again, or we could just pivot. So we chose to pivot. And that upset some people, but I would actually say we received a lot more positive messages. We've received a couple messages being like, oh, I'm out, not listening to you anymore. But we received a lot of messages from people being like, I love country. I'm excited to see what you guys do. So, and a lot of those people have stuck around.
See, I don't get that. Just because you chant, that's what as a kid, like I said, I wouldn't listen to country. Everything changed after Garth. I started listening. Because for my 11th birthday money now, I bought Prince's Purple Rain, and this is on cassette, so I'm aging myself. Kiss Animalize, and then New Edition self-titled album. That was I was listening to a little bit of everything then. I just wasn't listening to country. But now, if it's good, I'll listen to it. And So songwriting, this always is something that I'm fascinated with. I wrote one song in my life, and it went. I mean, I wrote it, and it went just like that. I had a friend of mine that he did. I couldn't do the music. I did the lyrics. He put the lyrics to it. He recorded it, and it was good. I was like, oh God, this is so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that guy was like, if you could write like 9 or 10 more of these like this, kind of like this, that would be good. And then I was like, dude, after a while, I was like, dude, I can't write anymore like that. It's just amazing to me. So what kind of process do you guys go through when you do the songwriting?
We're pretty disciplined. We get together once a week and write. And that's produced everything you've heard so far, including a lot of the LA Maybe stuff as well back in the day. So yeah, that's pretty much our process. We'd like to get together more, but with the way our schedule is at the moment, that's about the most we can handle. So we try to, just get the writing in when we can.
So I'm guessing you guys, you were the LA Maybe back when COVID hit.
We started that band in like 2018, and we did.
How did that affect you guys? How bad was that on you guys?
Well, all the shows got canceled. So what we did is we just went in the studio and recorded our first album and released it. And that was kind of when everyone started to know who we were. So it kind of started everything for us. So
now getting into this album, and one of the songs I want to talk about, I got to hear this story about it because we were talking off the air before we started recording, and I was saying living in the fast lane. I didn't know if NASCAR had contacted you or you guys about it or not, but that was a perfect NASCAR song. Tell us a little bit about what you were telling me about with living in the fast lane. Guys, if you haven't gone and listened to that or watched the video, it's a great song, and it's a great, I would say, country rock song is what I would call it. But tell us a little bit about that song.
Yeah, I think it was late last year, so like November 2024. So the team at iRacing reached out to me. They'd used some LA Maybe. They used a lot of LA Maybe songs actually in the past for a lot of their video games. So he reached out to me about the new stuff we were working on, and we didn't have a lot at that point, but he had asked if we could write something, just something fresh, just for them, for the game, for NASCAR 2025. So of course I said, yeah, let's do that. That sounds great. So we immediately, it was like the next day, we play all the Panthers home games. We were driving to a Panthers game.
Oh,
me and Driz were in the car driving, and we just started singing, living in the fast lane. We're like, okay, that's cool. What else could we do? And then just kind of coming up with stuff as we're driving down the road. And then as soon as we got back, we sat down and we were like, all right, we cranked it out. That one came out pretty quick because we had a really clear goal and vision. And there's a lot of sneaky stuff in that song. Verse 2 starts with a Dale Earnhardt quote. There's a Ricky Bobby quote from Talladega Nights in there. Like,
if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun with
that. I heard that. I was out for my run yesterday, listening to that, and I said, that's freaking Talladega Nights right there.
Yeah. We referenced the Darlington Stripe, and we got to play Darlington and sing that in that area, which was really cool. So there's just all sorts of stuff that NASCAR people will really appreciate and like, but might go over the heads of other people. So we tried to kind of walk that line, and it's just a nice hooky chorus that you could sing, whether you even realize it's about NASCAR or not. It doesn't really matter. It just kind of feels good,
It's a catchy chorus too. Very catchy. So you a NASCAR fan? You got to be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A bit growing up for sure.
Oh,
and then a little more lately now. Yeah. After we're kind of partnered a little bit.
Who's your driver? Who you pull for?
Oh man, I don't even know that I have one. I just like the whole, concept.
Yeah, I was a huge NASCAR fan back, probably up until a little while after Earnhardt Sr. passed.
Yeah,
but I don't want to get into what I think about NASCAR. It's too much of a bit. All sports are like that now. Too much of a business now, and
yeah, big business too. Yeah. I'm the same with football, which is my favorite sport. Like I have, a few teams that I don't even know that I consider a team my team, but I really root for different players across different teams based on, I'll see an interview with someone and be like, oh, I like this guy, like so.
So who are some of your favorite players then? Because we do a sports podcast too, and
Man, I have so many. It started, so I was big into football as a kid, and then I got out of it for a long time. And then my buddy's really into it, so he got me back into it. This past season was the first season that I was really like all in since I was a kid. So I had a lot of fun with that. But he's a big Vikings fan, so obviously Justin Jefferson and the squad up there I love. And then I watched the quarterback and the receiver series, so all the guys on there. So it should have been Pat Mahomes. I love Kirk Cousins. I love oh God, why am I blanking on his name? What's the long-haired receiver for the 49ers, the tight end? George Kittle.
George Kittle. Yeah, George Kittle he's something else.
And I love Debo as well, who graduated from where I graduated, USC.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah. So
okay, so Debo's got a new team this year. So
yeah, he moved. Speaking of that, I love Jaden Daniels. The Panthers are not great, so there's not a lot going on there. I went to college with Clowney, so Clowney was in my grade. I actually did the football with him a few times in college, but so I've always kind of followed him. But yeah, there's usually one or two players on almost every team. There's only a few teams that I don't really pay attention to.
Oh gosh,
but yeah, there's like this past season, I didn't pay any attention to the Seahawks really. Like there's just a few teams that kind of slip by me, you know.
Say you look behind me, I'm a what?
Steelers, right? Yeah, there you go. You guys got
big time Steelers fan.
My stepdad's a huge Steelers fan.
I started pulling for the Steelers about the same time I became a Kiss fan when I was 5 years old, and I've stuck with them, like stuck with Kiss, stuck with the Steelers all through the years. So, what made you guys decide you wanted to do an AC/DC cover, Thunderstruck?
So we started playing that one live a lot, and same with the Prince stuff. So we play them live all the time, and we started recognizing people's reactions to it were pretty extreme. So we thought of it almost like a party trick. Like, all right, we've been doing country all night, now watch this. And you can just watch people's face be like, what is happening right now? So we were like, well, we could probably record this. So we recorded it, and same reaction from everybody, just, you know, on the recording now. And it's the same thing with the Prince stuff, which we have some of that potentially coming out at the end of the year, some Prince cover stuff. So that'll be really cool. Well,
you said you play Panther games. I'm sure you play Thunderstruck at the Panthers games, right? Because that's like a football anthem.
I'm trying to remember if we did or not. We're doing it all again this year, so we definitely will this year.
Yeah, I'm a high school football coach as well, and that's when we do our like playlist before the game. That's the most requested one up there. By the way,
yeah, you got to start putting our version on there.
Yeah, I'll bring it up there this time. They'll be looking around like, what is that? But,
yeah.
So you do a Prince medley. You talked a little bit about that before.
Yeah, so that's what we do. When we do the Panthers games, we usually play about 2 hours before the game, and then we play halftime. So halftime's such a specific time limit. I think we had 13 minutes. So we fit our Prince medley perfectly into those 13 minutes, and it just absolutely brings the whole house down. We did it probably 4 of the games last year. We tried to spice it up because we're there every week.
Yeah.
But or every other week. But every time we did that, it was just different. So we were like, oh, this is really, really cool.
So you do, what's the medley? Kiss, Purple
Rain,
Raspberry
Beret, and Purple Rain. Oh, wow. In that order. Yeah. And they go like,
Purple Rain's got to be last.
Yeah, you would think, you know, slower song, maybe not the best to end on, but when it climaxes at the end with the high notes and and we do kind of a special ending to tack onto that it's just we found that just over hundreds and hundreds of gigs that there's just no topping it.
So talk a little bit about now. I mean, I'm getting down here, but I want to talk a little bit about this Kiss cruise. How you guys got on the Kiss cruise, and tell me some of the stories. I mean, about the Kiss cruise. I'm sure, God, because I'm like,
yeah,
I remember you guys were on one of the podcasts I listened to. You guys were on the Shout It Out Loudcast, I believe.
Yeah, talking about all the Kiss stuff. I remember that. Those guys are cool. I can't remember their names, but they were really nice.
Tom and Zeus.
Yeah, great guys. Yeah, that was super fun. We submitted a video. Somebody sent me a link to like a contest or something to play the Kiss Cruise, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, let's just submit a video link. So I just submitted a video link and forgot all about it. And then they contacted us and we're like, all right, you're in it. So we had to, and it was open to the whole world. It's like thousands of guys.
Yeah.
And we were in the top like 16 or 8 or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, we'll see what we can do. We ended up winning the whole thing. So we were like, okay. So we got on the Kiss Cruise, flew out to LA. The day before we got on the Kiss Cruise, we booked a show at the Whiskey. So we opened for Power Man 5000, played the Whiskey a Go-Go, which was really cool. And then we got on the Kiss Cruise and did that for a week. It was really fun. I think we just played 2 shows. So we had a lot of downtime. But yeah, there were some cool moments. Gene Simmons walking through our sound check was kind of fun. They stayed pretty aloof. Like they're pretty sequestered away.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley stiff-armed our drummer. Saw a lot of him.
I remember that story.
Yeah.
I remember that story. Yeah.
Yeah. Saw a lot of sides of him. Not a fan of him.
Well,
it's funny in the press, everybody hates on Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley's, the star. And I think in reality it's backwards. Gene Simmons seems to be really nice, really smart. He's very opinionated, but he's very nice. And Paul's a little nasty and snaky.
Paul, I think, from what never met the guy, don't know him at all, but from what I hear, listen to people talk about him that have been around him, he's changed over the last 15 to 20 years about his whole demeanor, and it may be, but the guy's just at the end of the whole thing, the end of the road. He just seemed like he was going through the motions. Like he was like, I just don't want any more of this anymore. I'm just through Kiss. I mean, I've heard several stories about people saying he had an attitude, but yeah, I do remember hearing about.
Well, there's some weird stuff. Like he refused to sign this kid's guitar. It's like a 12-year-old kid. The family paid like $2,000, probably $2,000, maybe more, to be there. And the kid had this guitar, and we were friends with the family by that point. He was walking around to every band on the cruise and getting them to sign it. So there was just tons of signatures. He got Gene Simmons to sign it right in front of us when he walked through our sound check. That's because he was there hanging out with us. And it's like a 12-year-old kid and his dad. And then, yeah, so Paul like refused. And he was doing like this Q&A in front of like 300 people. And the kid walked up with the guitar, and Paul just flat out refused in front of everybody. And at the end of the cruise, the dad walked up to us and was like, "Man, I'm never buying another Kiss thing again. I hate these guys. I'm never," like he really made an enemy.
See how hard would that have been to sign a? I mean, it's a 12-year-old kid.
Not hard, man. I watched, and then you contrast that with the country guys. I watched a video of Luke Combs, one of my favorites, and he's playing a football stadium, and there's a kid near the front row holding up a sign that says like, "I spent my summer money," or whatever.
Grass cut. It was something like grass cut.
Yeah, I spent all my money to be here to see you. And Luke Combs asked him how much were the tickets, and he told him, and he pulls out his wallet and gives the kid $200 and was like, "Well, I'll give you more later, but this is all I got right now." Like, it just gives the kid cash. It's like, and with the country guys, you don't get the vibe. At least I don't. It's not performative. I don't get the vibe that he's like, "Oh, this will be a great social clip when I'll be really generous and everyone will love it." It just feels like he would have done that if there was no one looking,
But even so, even if it was for that, I mean, Paul Stanley turning out a 12-year-old kid in front of all these people that he just paid $2,000 for that. I mean, and obviously I can understand if he thinks, well, man, the kid's going to sell it on eBay or something like that. But that kid is not going to sell that guitar on eBay. That's something.
I do understand that. That is a real thing. That to me feels like you should be able to ascertain at that point. I saw a video of Sammy Hagar on his RV with the guys when they were doing the Van Halen thing, and I saw that tour, which was really good. But there's guys standing out front of the RV, and they have like 15 posters or whatever. It's like, that's someone who's going to sell it.
Exactly.
And so they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it for them, and that makes sense. But it seems easy to me to tell. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, a 12-year-old kid is not going to be selling a guitar that he's got all these bands to sign.
We all signed it. Every other band I saw signed it. No problems,
And for if Gene signed it, then I mean everybody should have signed.
We watched him do it, yeah. And no trouble, like trying to get away, just like, yeah, of course,
And I'm like you. I think the roles are reversed there. I think Gene is the laid back, nice guy. I mean,
I've heard Gene on podcasts now. I've had personal experiences with him and Paul too. And yeah, I came away thinking, Gene was definitely the better of the two for sure.
If you have one, what's your favorite Kiss album?
I don't have an album probably. I don't know their catalog super well,
All
which I learned about on the cruise.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Everyone's
From
singing
what I
every
hear,
word,
they
and I'm like,
play it.
oh, I don't know. Lucky with Kiss songs, by the second or third chorus, you know all the words. So it's they're not crazy difficult songs.
No.
So but I remember loving.
One time they said KISS stand for Keep It Simple Stupid.
Yeah.
So,
I think Hotter Than Hell was probably one of my favorites. And then early on, I think God of Thunder was in a Tony Hawk game.
yeah.
And so when I heard that, I was like, I like that one a lot. Yeah. And then of course, Lick It Up is probably my favorite, just because the harmonies in the chorus and the way it's phrased and stuff is it's perfect rock song.
Yeah, I'm mine could change by the week. I mean, I could show you my corner over here, but I can't move the camera over. I've got a KISS corner over here with all the vinyl.
Yep.
Yeah, all my vinyl and books and videos and stuff and figures. But Rock and Roll Over, when I was a kid, I mean, I've said this several times on the podcast. My mom and dad were so supportive of it because I was like 5 or 6 years old, walking around the house singing the lyrics to Take Me to start off. Put your hand in my pocket, grab hold to my rocket. And I mean, I'm a 6-year-old kid singing this, and my mom was like, "Okay, why can't you just sing Beth?"
He didn't know. He didn't know what it means. Yeah.
I had no idea what that meant. I mean, geez. But she would let me listen to that. But Rod Stewart at the time when he did "Do You Think I'm Sexy," I could not. She said, "You do not listen to that song. I don't want you to listen to that song." I'm like, what? Now I'm looking back at it, I was like, one was just as bad as the other. So
maybe she just didn't like Rod Stewart.
she did. She was an Elvis lady.
Oh yeah.
So talk a little bit about playing live. What's one of the favorite songs you guys play live?
Songs?
Yeah.
Like one of ours?
Yeah.
I'd say Jump Back. That's one of my favorites. It has a full horn section and all kinds of stuff in it. And it's just got a really, really nice groove that everyone latches onto. Because most people don't know our music yet. So
yeah,
we can kind of tell if they're kind of dancing and jumping and bopping along, even though they don't know it. That's a pretty good indicator that we got something. So, and same with Backwoods and 4 Shots Away. There's a lot of them. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to break out this thing now because you can hear these other 2 songs up here.
Yeah, because 4 Shots isn't out. That's a really cool one, and then Broadway's a really like heavy one.
So you talked a little bit before we went on the air about you guys got a show coming up in North Carolina. What are some other shows you got coming up? Give you a chance to plug whatever you want to plug.
Oh man, I don't even know. You'd have to go look on our website. It's just bourbonsons.com, and we have all the tour dates and stuff there that we can post. So we stay pretty busy, but not all of the gigs we do are public. So I try to just post the public ones. But we play pretty much every weekend, both days. So
yeah, how did you come up with the name Bourbon Sons? Coming from the other name to Bourbon Sons. What made you guys?
I don't remember what the catalyst was, but I'm glad we landed on it because I've heard many people say when I first told them the name, I heard more than once people say, "Oh, that's a really good name." So I was like, "Oh, cool." I never heard that with the LA Maybe.
what did LA Maybe? Where did that come from?
That was a phrase I heard someone say in an airport, if I remember correctly. They said, she gave you the old LA Maybe or something like that. Like just joking about how Angelinos are super like flaky. It basically means yes, unless something better comes up,
Right. I got you.
That kind of thing. So
you guys be sure to check them out. Check them out on Spotify. Check them out on Apple Music. Check out their socials. Like you said, bourbonsons.com. And check out, guys, by all means, I've streamed it. Like I said, I don't want to open it because it's autographed. So I like to keep my autograph stuff. Before we let you go, we got the 2-minute drill that we do here. And
let's do it.
I think you've already answered one of my questions anyway. All right, but we'll get back to that. All right, here we go. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
First album you bought with your own money?
With my own money? I guess Guns N' Roses' Greatest Hits.
Okay. I guess favorite music artist, you already answered that with Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses, yep.
Lake or beach?
I'll go beach.
Okay. First concert was Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw.
All right. Favorite movie?
That's a tough one. I
It
don't
could
know.
be
We'll
more
go
than one.
with Star Wars or something like that.
I'm a big Star Wars fan too.
Massive Star Wars fan.
Yeah. Went to see, I can still remember standing in the line when Star Wars came out at the theater. The first one, New Hope, came out at the theater because my preacher was standing now. My preacher now was in front of me. And I was just a little kid. But yeah, I don't know how I got hooked on so much stuff like that. Because when I was a kid at Christmas, it was Steelers, Kiss, and Star Wars stuff. I wish I still had all that stuff.
Yeah, you probably had some good stuff. We just went and saw Revenge of the Sith in theaters at on 4DX, which was really fun.
Yeah, I've got my daughter hooked on it at an early age. Because in her room when she was like 4 years old, it was like a pinkish room, greenish pink room, had all these pictures of little princes on it, but in the middle of the wall, this huge Star Wars poster with all the characters up there.
Yeah,
every year it come out, a new movie would come out, me and her would go. So she's hooked on it. All right. Favorite TV show?
Parks and Rec.
That's a good one. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Oh, yeah, I don't mind it for sure.
Okay. Favorite food?
Oh, that's tough. Favorite food? Oh, it changes, I guess, seasonally maybe. Let's go pasta.
All right. I think you kind of answered this a while ago, but favorite sports team, you don't really have a favorite.
I adopted my buddy's team of the Vikings because I was with his family a lot. But I'll say the Panthers because they're the home boys.
They're the home team. If you could record with anyone, past or present, living or dead, who would it be?
Chad Smith.
Ah, okay. Will Ferrell Jr. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I'd be a guitar player because I'd probably be playing guitar. So.
Okay. Let's see. Desert Island 3 albums.
Appetite for Destruction. These questions are interesting. I never think about this stuff. Train's first album. And John Mayer Live, Where the Light Is.
Okay. All right, if you could go back in time to any music event, what would you go see?
I'd like to see that Rod Stewart concert that had like 3.5 million people in Rio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the pictures of that are wild.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if you're even a big Ozzy fan or not. Did you see any of the clips from this past weekend?
I've seen some of the clips, and me and my wife plan on buying the viewing of it or whatever. I saw it was like 10 hours long or something.
Yes. Well, let me tell you this. Going to the Kiss thing.
Did you see the whole thing though?
I did not watch the whole thing. Okay. I was working that day, and that, like you said, 10 hours. But
I didn't even know it was happening until after it happened.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the clips as it was happening. But any major music artist, that should be the blueprint for what you do with your last show. Kiss, you screwed up with that last show because that was just like any other freaking show. Because I being the big Kiss fan, me and my daughter were talking about it that day of that. You could order it on pay-per-view, and she said, "Are you going to get it?" I said, "No, it's just going to be like any other show." I mean, when I heard Bruce Kulick was going to be there, what was not going to be there, I was like, they're going to do.
Oh, the Kiss one, you mean?
Yeah, the Kiss one, yeah. So I at the last minute I ordered it, and it was just like any other show. But Ozzy, that was
with Kiss, that kind of stuff, it just kind of smells like a cash grab. It smells like a marketing tactic. Like, oh, this is the last one ever, and then they do another last one ever tomorrow, and you're like, okay. Yeah. Well, after 20 years of that, you're kind of like, I see what you're doing, which is still blows my mind that people are like, let's go,
Oh yeah.
But, and that's why they're going to keep doing it because it keeps working. But yeah, if you it just it doesn't seem to really hold much water.
But the Ozzy thing, that was
he seemed to be in pretty poor health too, from what I could see.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't even stand. He was just sitting on his throne. But let me tell you, when he sang "Mama, I'm Coming Home," which is one of my favorite Ozzy songs,
I saw the clip. I was really glad to see Zakk Wylde playing with him. I was really glad to see that. Zakk was on the Kiss cruise. We met and talked with him quite a bit.
Oh, really?
He was really nice guy. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
So many of the artists, even young artists that no one knew, were like staying in the artist lounge, wouldn't go out and talk to people. Zakk Wylde went up to the main buffet and sat in the corner by himself eating his food, and people are just coming up to him constantly, and he's just very happily like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, "Yeah, sure," like, and he was
That's
just
awesome to hear.
just the most friendly guy. The first second we saw him, he walked in and pointed at Drizz's shirt and said, "Nice," because Drizz was wearing a shirt that said, "What's up, fuckers?"
Did you remember seeing Zach when he first started playing guitar for Ozzy?
No, I was probably a bit too young for that. Because he was No More Tears. Was he before No More Tears at all?
No, he was for No Rest for the Wicked. He was at 87.
Yeah, no, I was born in 92. So
you need to go back and look at a picture of him then.
I've seen the pictures of him when he was in, early Ozzy, when he's clean shaven. And
oh my gosh, he's a little guy too. He was not the huge guy.
He's built now, but it kind of blew me away. He's like a little bit shorter than me. So like that, because he's such a larger than life figure on stage.
Oh yeah.
And then you walk up and he's up to here on me, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, you're Zach Wild," like, But it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so nice and such a good band. We hung out with, it was Black Label Society was there, so we hung out with this band a lot, and they're all really nice, and they were just so good, put on a great show, and they're just a blueprint, I think. Good role models to have.
I'm glad to hear that, because he's always seemed like such a great guy.
And Sebastian Bach was on the cruise too, and that's not the same.
Oh,
we spent a lot of time with him.
Oh, he actually made it on the cruise this time.
Yeah, I heard all about that.
Hey, Sebastian. Oh yeah,
he's a big guy. He's like 6'6".
Yeah, and he's got that hair flying everywhere.
Yeah, and he's loud too. So as soon as he comes in a room, he just kind of dominates the whole room. So
that's freaking awesome. All right, so
this seems good though.
This will be the last question before the guilty pleasure. And what I mean, something that I know you talk about, and I'm the same way. I listen to music, whatever is good. It doesn't matter whether it's pop.
Yeah,
whatever.
No, I'll stop you there. I've never believed in guilty pleasures. Even as a kid, when everyone would make fun of everyone else, I would be the one standing there like, "No, it's good. I like it." Like,
yeah.
And people wouldn't make fun of me because it didn't bother me.
Exactly. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I've got underneath the shelf where my Kiss corner is, there's a CD in there, an anniversary CD. It's a Debbie Gibson Electric Youth anniversary CD, because I loved her music when I was a kid, and she wasn't bad.
I know what people are asking when they ask guilty pleasure, so I do have an answer. And that when I was a kid, I was probably 7 or 8. I was a massive Backstreet Boys fan, and like the boy band thing, like that was my thing as a kid. I would like make up my own dances and all this stuff. Me and my buddies would. We just wanted to be the Backstreet Boys. And then as I got older, I watched the documentary they made in 2015, and that kind of brought me back to them and what they've been up to since and stuff. And then learning the story of what they went through at the time that I was into them, but I was too young to know what was going on. And so that made me just love those guys even more. So yeah, I've always loved the Backstreet Boys. That never really stopped. And again, vocal harmonies, like they're just overlooked, but they're top of the heap. You can find plenty of videos of those guys just standing around one mic like the Eagles and sound phenomenal. So
I'll tell you, a lot of my playlists have Backstreet Boys and NSYNC on it.
Can't go wrong. Now it's not even like embarrassing anymore. It's like people you put on "I Want It That Way." We used to play that song in the LA. Maybe you put on that song and like people lose their mind. I
was getting ready to ask you if you had any Backstreet in your.
We don't anymore, but we used to play that one.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, Debbie Gibson was. I mean, I'm a huge Debbie Gibson fan. But anyway, I know you got a busy schedule, dude, and I appreciate you coming on. I kept you here for about 45 minutes now, but
yeah, man.
One last time, let's get your plugs out there for social media and stuff. Where to find you guys at?
Yeah, we're at Bourbon Sons everywhere, and bourbonsons.com. So pretty easy to find. We're running right now. Actually, you have it in your hands. We're running a campaign where if you will pay shipping, we will send you the CD for free. So if you head on over to our website, you can find that.
So you got the CDs, guys. I've got a live CD here, and that's got, just looking at that, I mean, Already Gone, Drink in My Hand, Living in the Fast Lane, which, guys, I will tell you, that is a catchy song. You guys really need to go out and check that out. But Dallas, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come on the show, guys.
Sir.
Appreciate it. And anytime maybe we'll get you back on here again. We'll do a Guns N' Roses themed episode. And
I got all sorts of Guns N' Roses stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we'll get you back on here to do that. Guys, check out bourbonsons.com. Check them out on social media everywhere. And if you see them around coming to your area, be sure to check them out, guys. Thank you again, Dallas.
We'll see you guys later.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time on The Fly.